All right, I've had a request on the YouTube channel, and I listen to requests, to show you very slowly how to create the temperature blanket flower motif. And so I have got myself a big crochet hook. I have got big yarn, and I'm going to show you very slowly how to crochet this motif. All right, and I've picked two colors here because I'm not sure which one will show up the best, but we're going to start with the natural and see how that goes. All right, I want to do this very slowly and clearly for you. Also find an end. So we have a piece of yarn and we have our hook. Now I'm working in the real project, or the blanket, with fingering weight because this is a 7-round flower. I am working with a size E or F hook, depends on your tension. This example, I'm going to do this on worsted weight yarn with a G hook. All right, magic circle. I do magic circle by wrapping around once, but overlapping where my thumb is. I'm also left-handed, so I'll warn you ahead of time, I may be doing this in a backwards way for you. I kind of flip back and forth right to left. I pull a loop up. Ooh, and let's move this over so that you can see my hand over black. I pull a loop up, and I may have to, because I'm not very confident with my hands for some techniques. Pull a loop up, switch hands, and then I chain 1, chain 2, 1, 2. And now I've anchored this loop, it's right here, and I'm going to chain, and I'm going to create my filler or my center motif, which is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 for 12 double crochets around the center. This first chain 2 counts as my first double crochet. So chain 1, because I've just finished my double crochet, and then my chain double crochet. All right, then I'm going to do a double crochet into the center. That is now 2 double crochets connected by a chain. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and about here, 3 stitches or so is when I tighten this up, just to make it more manageable. All right, so I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets connected by chains. I'm going to tighten up my magic circle just so it's easier to get in and out of. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and it's okay if I catch that, the end here. This is all just connected, it's fine. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. All right, let's count these and see where I am. I'm going to have to put a chain 1 in between, so I'm going to do that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then my first one is 11. So I have 1 left to do. Oop, I already chained 1. Let's pull that back out. Chain 1, double crochet. There's the 12th, chain 1, and then I'm going to attach to the second chain that I started with, which also counts as a double crochet. So I now have 3 pegs, if you can see that. So you can count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12. Now I'm going to really tighten up my magic circle so that my center closes. And I have round 1, or day 1, of the flower for our temperature blankets. I'm going to switch to green so that you can really see the variation. And in this diagram, I switch colors just so that you can see them more clearly. That's a standard practice in crochet. So round 2 is 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and repeat all the way around the circle. And this is to establish, to turn this circle into a hexagon. All right, I'm going to use my green worsted weight for this. Oh, and this I just pull through. I can hide this end later. All right, it doesn't matter where I start. I'm just going to go between 2 of the double crochets from the row below, and I'm going to chain 2. Whoops, let's try that again. I'm just going to I'm going to go all the way over here away from this. That way I can deal with it later. Chain 2 to start our work. Now the reason we chain 2 is to get yourself up above your work. So that is our first double crochet. When you do a double crochet, it does not inherently lift your work up. It will stay down where it was formed, and it would be sideways. So we chain 2 to get our work lifted up a row. All right, 2 double crochets have now been formed. My first one was formed by the chain 2 that I created. Now I need to chain 1, which is that symbol right there. So 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, all into the same hole. 2 double crochet. And we do not need that in our way. Okay, that's our first corner. And then the next thing I'm going to do is chain 2, 1, 2, skip a space. So skip one of the chain 1s that we created on the row below and go to the next one. And perform a double crochet or put a double crochet into that space. Now I'm going to be fighting with some yarn ends here, but we'll just kind of hold those to the back. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 more into the same spot. And it's useful if you can capture your tails from the previous row. It helps to hide your ends, helps to secure them. So we've got another corner on our work. I'm going to chain 2, skip a space and move on to the next one and put a double crochet in there. And a second one. Chain 1, that's to turn the corner. And then 2 more double crochets, all into the same hole or same space. Normally we call that a space. All right, now I've got 3 corners created. Chain 2, double crochet, skip a space, go to the next one, double crochet, second double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet. And we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. That means we got 2 left. Chain 2, skip a space, go into the next one, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet. Oops. Well, that's a good. So if your hook slips out, as long as you don't pull anything, you can slip it back in. There we go. 2 double crochets with a corner. Now chain 2, skip a space, go to the next one, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2, and it's a little doesn't lay flat perfectly, but that's totally fine. By the time we get out on the edge, it will. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 corners on my circle. Day 1, day 2. Now let's switch back to white and go on to day 3. And I'm doing this just for your benefit. Clearly, I haven't picked the days of the week out for this. and I can start wherever I want. I normally start on a corner. So round 3 is red again. And this time it's the same as the row below, only in between each of the chain 2s, we have a single double crochet in between each of those as we expand out. And this is really the same format as a granny square. 2 chain 2, and then a double crochet into the spot. Chain 1, double crochet, double crochet. Chain 2, and then a single double crochet into that space. Chain 2, and then we're doing a corner. Double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets. Chain 2, and then we're going to put a single double crochet into that space in the middle. And we're going to chain 2 again and go out to the corner. So double crochet into the corner twice, 2, then a chain 1, 2 more into the corner. Okay, chain 2 and a double crochet into the space in between the corners. There, chain 2, and again another corner. Always, the corners always go into the corners from the row below. The only time, the very last round is the only time when that format changes, because you're going to cram more into that. All right, we've done that corner again. Chain 2 and a double crochet. 1 double crochet into the space in between the 2 corners. And then chain 2 and another corner. There we go, another corner complete. Chain 2 and then a double crochet, and since I'm here I might as well show you how to do that double crochet. Alright, so double crochet, if you haven't done one before. Let me pull my hair out of this work. Double crochet is, you've got a loop on your hook. You wrap around once, so now you have 2 loops on your hook. You go into the space, grab another loop and come out, and now you have 3 loops on your hook. A 4th loop is grabbed and you go through the first 2, grab again and go through the second 2, and that's a double crochet in US terms. Okay, and then a chain is just single loops and then double crochet, and that other than out at the edges, we do a single crochet out at the very edges of this, and I'll show you that in the next lesson. This is, I'm just going to show you the first 3 days today. Okay, so another corner, chain 2, a single double crochet into the middle, chain 2, and we're done. So I'm going to do a slip stitch. The slip stitch is you go in through the chain, and I pierce the chain personally. I prefer that. I think it looks neater. I try to get through 2 loops in my chain, pull my yarn through, and then pull it directly through that loop. That's called a slip stitch. It's basically a chain where you've gone through something. All right, we have 3 days and we have a hexagon. A granny square hexagon essentially is what this is. But day 1, day 2, day 3, day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'll do on the next lesson. There. Hello, hello, it's it's future Tina here. I'm putting this in at the end of the first 3 days of your temperature blanket flower by request in the comments. And so just so you know, I listened to those requests. I have now done a much slower version so that you can see how to crochet the flower garden. The good news is I've also thrown in how to do a double crochet, how to do a slip stitch, how to do a magic circle. And then in the next half of this video, which I have already recorded, I will show you the second half of the flower. I'm going to upload them to release, one tonight, one tomorrow, so that you have the entire flower fairly expediently. And in that next video, I show you a single crochet stitch, which is in the final 2 rows of the temperature blanket flower. So hopefully that helps. And let me know if it doesn't and you need to see something even more closely. I kind of rigged up an overhead camera to help make it more clear. And yeah, it's now actually, as soon as I put this camera down, I will be knitting this week's temperatures. So I will be creating my 3rd flower of the year. Remember, I started a week early because I need 54. No, I need 56 flowers. And since the year is only 52 weeks long, somehow I'm going to fit in 4 more. So I started a week early and I'm going to go three weeks late. So I'll build up to, I'll do an Advent flower. Anyway, just hopefully that helps. I just wanted to also add in the whole niceties of all this. If you aren't yet following the channel, do follow it because I'll continue to put some tutorials up. And ring the bell so that you get notified and you know when they come up. And like and dislike and leave me comments because I'm listening and I'm making videos as a result. Also share this around. We're still trying to grow the channel. Yeah, it's fun though. We're having a good time. And I have now, I think I videoed on Friday. I videotaped six videos for you guys. So I now have a backup bevy of videos to come and I know what they contain. I don't know if I will be able to hold on to them and let them go to a week. So you may be getting a massive upload soon. I know that there are 3 or 4 book reviews. There are, oh, I had a friend bring one of you guys, one of the viewers, brought a whole load of donated books and magazines. Some super vintage, some from the 70s and 80s and 90s. And they're really cute. There's some good stuff in there. So some of these are going to be given away. Some of these I'm just going to show you. Some of these I will, if they are available and out of copyright, I can scan for you. But that is the goal with these. You know, I'm a sucker for the books and the magazines, so it's a lot. I just took a glance over to the side because they're all sitting by my front door and there are 5 bags of them. So I do definitely need to share the wealth on these magazines. Just put notes in the comments if you really want to see them. And I've said that in the reviews too. Yeah, and the discussions. So stay tuned. You're going to want to see these videos. At the same time, Kelly is uploading. I know that you now have 2 options for hiding ends. Kelly put a video up yesterday showing you how to hide ends, and I put it at the end of the sort of slow TV crochet version of the crochet flower. It wasn't slow TV. I fast forwarded it. So of the previous video of this flower. If you choose to play around and use worsted weight to make your flower, mine came out about 8 inches wide. So that's the size out of worsted weight. And my other ones are coming out to be about 4.5, 5 inches wide out of the fingering weight. I'm going to do a blocking video soon so that you can see what happens when you block superwash wool. Because I hear a lot of complaints about, oh, I didn't know it was going to grow. What do I do? I just won't block it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, none of that solves your problem. We block for a multitude of reasons. So I believe a blocking video is in my future. I have done them before, but this one will be a specific purpose in mind. So I hope that helps you. I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, come back and see us. Bye. single crochet 1 in the next space, chain 1, single crochet again into the next space, chain 1, single crochet again into the 4th space, then chain 2, and then we have a corner. Double crochet 2 into the corner, chain 1, double crochet 2 more into the corner, just as we've been doing all along. There, and another corner. And then again. So now if you see this, see what's happening here? I've drawn it in so that we're beginning to get petals. And that's just to begin to form the flower petals on our flower. So again, chain 2 single crochets into each of the spaces along the side, single crochet 4 times, chain 1 4 times, chain 1 3 times actually, chain 2, back into our corner, 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets. 2 more double crochets, chain 2, and then single crochet into the next space, chain 1, single crochet into the one after that, the space after that, chain 1, single crochet into the space after that, chain 1, single crochet into the final space after that, chain 2, we've done 4 all together, 1 2 3 4, chain 2, back into the corner, double crochet 2, chain 1, double crochet 2, 1 2, chain 2, and that's to go into the side pieces, single crochet into the next space, chain 1, single crochet into the space after that, chain 1, single crochet again, chain 1, and single crochet 1 into the final space, chain 2 to go into our corner. Okay, last side. I'm going to do this slowly so that you see it. All right, corner space, in case you haven't caught us, but it's the same stitch. 1 2 3 4 rounds. We're doing the 5th iteration of this corner stitch. Double crochet, a second double crochet, a chain 1, another double crochet, or another pair of double crochets, and that gets us our corner. So there's our corner. We're going to chain 2 and then single crochet into the next space, chain 1, single crochet into the space after that, chain 1, single crochet again, chain 1, single crochet into the final space on this round, and then chain 2 and slip stitch into the edge of the chain when you made your first stitch at the very beginning. And there we go. So round 6 is completed. All right, we have one last round on this, and it is this where we actually really enunciate these petals. Now we're going to change it up. Our corner is no longer going to match. We're going to be repeating some of the stuff on the side in that we do single crochets, but notice the chain in between is gone. But what we're doing is we're putting 8 double crochets into the arch of that flower, or into our previous corner space with a chain at the corner, and we're adding additionally 3 more on either side of that into the spaces we can get. So the other thing that needs to happen, notice I just slipped over here, but I want to get to here. So the question is, how do I get my needle from there over to here? And the slip stitch is your friend. So what I'm going to do is on the top of the top of those stitches, so through that chain space, and I'm going through 2 lines of yarn or 2 bits of yarn, I'm going to pull through and slip, and then I'm going to go into the hole where I want my ultimate destination to be, and chain 2, just like I would have done if I'd started this. And if you can see, you can barely see that. You will definitely not see that when this is a finished product. So it's a way to travel without breaking your yarn. All right, we're in the corner. This corner needs 8. So 4 double crochets. 1, 2. I have 2 now because the chain is the first one. 3, 4. We have 4. And then we have chain 1, and then we're going to put 4 more into that same spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 double crochets have been crammed into that corner piece. I'm also going to add, without putting any chains in between, I'm going to put 1 here in the where we did the 2 chain 2. I'm going to put another double crochet in between those 2 stitches from the previous row. And let's see if let's really show this to you. So here's on my previous rows, I have 2 chain 1 2. I'm going to put on the row immediately below this one, I'm going to put a double crochet right in between those. So right into this green. So there we go. I've now added a 5th stitch for this petal. I'm also going to add 2 more into my chain 2 section. So into that space where I did the chain 2s, I've got 1 and 2 more. So I have 2 more double crochets. So in this half, just counting from the tip of my corner down, I have crammed in 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets into that corner, and that's to form a really nice arching petal. And then I'm going to drop down into the next spaces with more single crochets. So in between this stitch, I'm going to put a single crochet. And what we're doing is going in between the single crochets on the row below. However, this time there's only 3 spaces that we're going to be using. So I just did 3 single crochets. Now I've got this chain 2 space. I need to put 2 double crochets in. And then I'm going to go in between where I had 2 chain 1 2 on the row below. I'm going to put right in between those 2 stitches another double crochet. So right there, there's 1. And then I'm going to put 4 chain 1 4 into the corner of the hexagon. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and 4. There, chain 1 and 4 more. And we're pushing a lot into the corners to get the effect we want. 2, 3, 4. So that's now 8 double crochets with a chain in the middle. There we go. Now a double crochet in between the 2 from the row below. So double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the 2 chains from the row below. Okay, and that is the tip of our petal, and that's a full motif right there. Right there is the full flower tip. Okay, this is almost a half a one. All right, now notice I'm not putting any chains anymore except at the corner. So now we have single crochet 1 into the space, into the next space another one, and into the 3rd space yet a 3rd single crochet, and then into this chain space 2 double crochets. 1, 2, and then another double crochet in between the 4 at the corner, or in between the 2 before we go into the corner. And then right at the corner, we're going to put in 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1. The only chain on this round is right there. And then 4 more double crochets. 1, 2, go. And then another one in between the 2 stitches in the row below, in between the 2 corner stitches, and then 2 more where my chain 2 is. 1, 2, and then single crochet. 1, 2, 3, okay, and then 2 double crochets at the next 2 chain space. 1, 2, 1 goes right in between those 2 stitches, so 1 in there, and then 4 in the corner, 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into the next space. 1 in there, 1 in between those 2, and then 2 into the 2 chain space. 1, 2, and then single crochets. There are going to be 3 of them. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. So single crochet, single crochet another one, single crochet a third one. We're kind of traveling without trying to bring up our work very tall. Okay, 2 double crochets into the 2 chain space on the other side of this line. 2 double crochets, and then 1 in between here, and then 4 double crochets into the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 chain. It's the only place we do a chain on this round is at this corner, and then 4 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, double crochet in between these 2. 1 double crochet, and then 2 into the next space along the line. 1, 2. All right, now we're on. This is here's our flower. So far it's nice and big. This will make a nice hot pad because it's wool, 100% wool. That is the upside to using natural fibers when you practice these things, is I now have a nice hot pad that I can put down between. Now I wouldn't put it on my wooden table, but if I have a stone countertop, it can go down. I can at least make maybe not so attractive silicone hot pad look a little better. Or I can layer this and give me some more space. But with the holes, I wouldn't put it directly on wood, not if it's super hot. All right, so we're now in the last run. I'm gonna do this very slowly so you can see. So right in here, I'm gonna turn this over so you've got a white background. I am going to put a single crochet here, here, and here. These are the spaces in between the single crochets on the row below. I'm going to repeat that, but this time because there are 3 spaces here in the middle, it's going to be 3 single crochets. And then in this double chain space right here, 2 double crochets. I'm going to put another, 2 double crochets go right here. I'm going to put another double crochet right in between these 2 pieces right in here. And then 4, chain 1, 4. So 8 total double crochets are going into this corner piece. Another 1 right there in between those 2. 2 double crochets into that space, and then 1, 2, 3 single crochets. Finally at the end I'll put in 2 double crochets, and then I believe, yeah, and then I'll need another double crochet right in there, and then I'll be finished with this complete 7 days. All right, let's take this slowly. I'm at this, I need a single crochet. I need another single crochet. And a third single crochet right in between the previous ones. Now into this space, I need a double crochet and a second double crochet. So 2 of them go into that space. And then right in between, here's the 4 stitches from the row below. I'm going right between the two chain 1, 2. I'm going right in there, a double crochet. And then in the corner, 4 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 to get me around the corner, and that's, I'm just bending it right here with that chain 1, and then 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. How do I know I have 4? So what you do, they call it pegs, but see how there's little stitches here you can see? There's 1 stitch, 2 stitch, 3 stitch, 4 stitches. And then my chain 1 is right there. And usually you can tell where there's a chain 1 because you can stick your finger through that hole. So there's my 4. Now I need to put 1 in between these 2 pegs on the row below. So in between them, chain 2, or sorry, double crochet, and then in between this place where I made a couple of chains, and therefore it's easy to stick my finger through the hole. 1, 2. Okay, and then the last run is these 3 single crochets. So remember, these don't have chains in between them. Oh, or do they? I don't think they have chains in between them, but they do form a gap just because they're bridging over the previous double crochet. So we have a single crochet, and then another crochet in the next space, and then a third double crochet in the one after that. Okay, and then we're back to double crochet into this 2 chain in the space where we had 2 chains on the row below. So 1, 2, okay, and then one final one right here, because I started at the corner. I've got another double crochet to put in right there. I could have started there, I just didn't. There, double crochet, and then attach with the slip stitch at the very end through to the chain corner. There we go. And we are, I'm gonna break this off. We're done. All I need to do is hide my ends on the back, and I have a very large flower for you. But hopefully, I don't know, does this look better on the black? Oh yeah, that looks better on the black. There we go. Hopefully, this will help you participate in the temperature blanket. So think about this, 52 of these, and this is why I'm working out a fingering weight yarn. This is about 8 inches across. So out of worsted weight, you end up with a flower that is 8 inches wide. I felt like 52 of these, let's see, that would be 6 across, and you'd definitely get a twin size blanket if you were working with a worsted weight. So if you want bigger than a throw, maybe worsted weight's what you'd like. But hopefully that will help you and help clear up any questions. Remember, I have just made this video because one of you asked in the comment section. So definitely ask me what you want to know, because I'll show it to you.